You're watching Two Button Crew.
The daily show for Nintendo fans.
I'm Scott.
I'm Simeon.
We're back in the saddle weekday after weekday.
You better believe it. And today we are going to talk about...
You know who's not in the saddle?
Yeah, you know who's not in the saddle.
He's got a foot stuck in the stirrup being dragged in the dust.
Yeah, he's getting trampled by a stampede of herding buffalo or something.
The face of neglect himself, Mr. Mega Man.
Yes, Mega Man. And today we are going to talk about Maverick Hunter, which was we've mentioned before.
Yeah.
And it was a game in development by Armature Studios. And if you don't know who that is, I don't know if they've actually done any projects or much by themselves, but they
More
are
like a helper studio.
Yeah. And they are made up of a lot of people from
Retro.
So the people that made...
That's the Texas Metroid Prime
Yes.
Donkey Kong Country studio.
Yes. So Metroid Prime people making a Mega Man game, first-person shooter Mega Man game. If you haven't seen footage of this, they have footage of gameplay, and it's a darker retelling of the X series. It's kind of like a reboot.
I gotta say, I got excited all over again watching some of that footage.
I know, right?
In preparation for this episode.
And dashing into people, ripping their robotic hearts out, and then crushing them.
I believe this was in our most disappointing game cancellations.
Yes.
And it totally deserves it, and deserves its own episode because such an epic proposition shouldn't really have ever been canceled. I think probably would have been a success, but we'll get to that. It was to the point where it was prototyped and playable. The last Mega Man game, historically, that was actually released was a South Korea only mobile game, so can't really even count that. So beyond that, we've got Mega Man Street Fighter, Cross Mega Man in 2012, which was a fan-made game that was canonized by Capcom. So I don't know if you can even count that either. So yeah, this one was in development. Think 360, PS3, Wii generation.
Yeah.
And I think it looked awesome because it had the first-person shooting elements, just like Metroid Prime, that also incorporated some third-person melee attacks, like you were saying. And that kind of reminded me of Other M. There's a lot of cinematic takedown moves. So very Metroid-y.
Absolutely.
If this came out right now, it would go very far in filling the Metroid hole in our hearts.
Absolutely. And I think that's also the case is that I don't know why this game is canceled, and we can get into that in a minute, but one last thing that I just recently found out is that the design for X was from the guy that designed the Marvel Cinematic Universe Iron Man suit.
Whew.
Imagine that. You can go and see what it looked like, but imagine that, and then imagine that being completely shut down.
Right.
All of that awesomeness completely taken away. And why was it canceled, Scott? The official story.
All right. We got a quote here. The playable was a proof of concept build rather than something intended as the real game or even a vertical slice. Vertical slice is an industry term that means we're not showing a wide portion of the game, but we're taking one portion and showing a lot of depth in it. And they're saying it wasn't intended as that. What? So we hired the Iron Man suit guy.
Yeah.
And a bunch of staff from Retro, Nintendo's second party, so that we could make a for fun trailer or whatever. Never intended to be. Who do they think we are?
I don't know.
We're just sitting there with our controllers, okay, yes, whatever you say.
Yeah. My story as to why it was canceled was, quote, "We're a bunch of whiny babies that hate KJ Inafune for leaving us. We also hate money." End quote. That's my version of the story from Capcom.
I think if Two Button Crew doesn't work out for you, you could be like a gaming industry consultant. You can teach people how to like money.
Yes.
Because you've criticized multiple organizations for that.
Absolutely.
And what else? The creator said that it was too much of a gamble. Like,
it's ridiculous.
I think it would have sold gangbusters.
Absolutely. Like that would have brought Mega Man back. Like if, of course, actually at that point he was still kind of alive. We just didn't find out about it until he was dead.
So I have a couple additional theories to your nice quote.
Yeah.
I think there could have been some kind of bad taste going on from that realistic Bomberman game.
Oh yeah, was that Bomberman Zero or whatever it was? Yeah.
Where he had like claws, and he looked like Metroid Prime Samus. Also.
Oh what? Oh, you just got caught, bro. Calling me Samus Metroid.
Why can't Metroid crawl?
Oh my gosh.
He looked Metroid-y. Whatever. But you know.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see that.
That game bombed.
Oh, ouch. Oh, you're killing me, man.
It really did, though.
Yeah. Everybody knows that's a bad game.
But I think, you know, most realistically, they probably just canceled it because that's what they do. They cancel Mega Man games.
4 in a row.
And to me, Maverick Hunter is more tragic than Legends 3, Capcom Universe, or whatever that was.
Yeah, Mega Man Universe.
And the other ones.
The other one, yeah. Mega Man Online.
I would cancel all those to get this one, but instead they're just all canceled. So, let's say that, you know, it was resurrected or it actually came out. Would it work? I think so. I would buy it right now. I got really excited about it. And, you know, people are really wanting Metroid and Mega Man games. So what a good combination. The only thing I really didn't like about it was the face. It looked a little weird.
Yeah.
Like 6 dots. But
like
there was
a spider.
There was a version which I think was like an armor upgrade where you got this like really cool helmet with like an X visor, and I think they should just stick with that the whole time. But other than that, I think it's amazing, mainly for the fact that it's a really cool blend of first and third person shooting action.
Yeah, like we said, if you haven't seen the footage, go and look it up because it looks so intense, so awesome. And could it have worked? Would it have worked? I think it would have worked. I think that it looked awesome. It looked fantastic. Like you said, I think it was the perfect blend of Mega Man and Metroid without having played it, of course. Like it could have completely been a terrible play, but something tells me that it wasn't.
Well, I mean, there's retro people.
Yeah.
And it would have had... It was in good hands, and it would have had really cool Wii controls also.
Absolutely.
Some of those pointing shooting games were awesome.
Yeah. They figured out how to make it work with Metroid, and so I think that it looked like some people complained that Mega Man didn't need that gritty feel, didn't need that darker feel. And that the game was actually better off dead. I actually saw that, but
I kind of disagree.
I completely disagree, and I think that if anybody thinks that, I have to say, who, first of all, it's not like Mortal Kombat, like he's ripping into somebody's heart and there's blood and guts everywhere. It's robots, okay? Yeah. But
we love that stuff.
Yeah,
that's what the Avengers do.
Yeah, and it's like. The Avengers, isn't necessarily super dark and gritty, but just because it's dark and gritty doesn't mean it has to be gory. And then, who cares about the story of Mega Man? I'm one of the biggest Mega Man fans, but, the X series, okay, there's a story going on, it's okay. But that is not the main focus. If you took the story completely out of Mega Man... and just had the gameplay with no story whatsoever, it would work.
It's kind of like the Hardy Boys, the same kind of things just keep happening to them over and over.
Exactly. We might have to explain to the viewers what the Hardy Boys are. I don't know. Maybe you guys know what they are.
I could do one of those neat little let me Google that for you links.
Yes.
Remember how I do those?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I think it would have worked, and I also think it would have been awesome to see Zero designed by the guy who did the Iron Man costume. That would have blown my mind.
I think the grittier look would have probably given Mega Man like more wide appeal, because I have a feeling that like he is beloved, but look at that face. Like he's kind of like Astro Boy-y.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people make that comparison.
So I don't think like he's that relatable to older audiences and stuff. I think it just would have expanded the Mega Man audience.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good point too.
We sure miss it. We have that missing nostalgia for it that was never fulfilled. So enjoy the footage that we've shown you guys and the fond recollections that we've gone over. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe.
Comment if you would buy it.
Yes, comment if you would buy it. And also share with your friends, and also buy a shirt, and also be salty that Capcom doesn't like money.
Yeah. See you next time.
Signing out.